Do you enjoy all-inclusive scrapbook kits? I always like to find new ways to use items in my collection. Hello everyone, Miss Carrie here. Today I'm going to share some unique ways to incorporate printed die cuts on your layouts. I also have a surprise in store as we explore some ways to transform a cut file in Cricut Design Space. Today I'm working with items from the April Hip Kit. This main kit offers a delightful variety of patterns from florals and geometrics to whimsical text and images. You'll have a lot of fun exploring and creating with these diverse patterns. In the April kit, you will receive this collection of two-sided patterns, a collection of chipboard pieces, epoxy stickers, cardstock die cuts, fabric borders, and foam cardstock alpha stickers. I will also be adding a cut file design to my project. The flower bouquet image is available on the Hip Kit site. It includes the vase and flowers. I added the circle outline using some tools in Cricut Design Space. Recently, I shared a video showing you some simple ways to enhance your cut files using Design Space tools. Let me share another fun tip that you might enjoy. I have added the cut file to my desktop canvas. As you can see, this SVG image is a vase with a bouquet of flowers at the top. I'm going to bring in a circle shape and size it to 10 inches. In the previous video, I shared the offset tool with you. I'm going to use that tool to create a shadow layer around this circle. You can choose how thick or thin you want yours to be. Mine is set at 0.125 inches. I'm going to tap on Apply, and now I have two circles in my Layers panel. I have the original circle and the offset image. I'm going to select both of these and tap on the Combine menu. In this menu, I'm going to select Subtract. That will create the circular frame for my flower vase to sit in. I'm going to bring the Hip Kit cut file image to the center of the circle and resize it to fit. I want some of the flowers and the vase to be touching the edge of the circles, and I want a few of the leaves to stick out on the sides. Once you have the flower bouquet in place, select all the images and choose Unite in the Combine menu. This will adhere all the images together. All right, now all I have to do is cut this out. Off camera, I backed the cut file with a variety of pattern papers and cardstock from the April Hip Kits. I just traced the cut file, cut the pieces out, and adhered them to the back, so it is a bit of a mess back here. I also added a layer of vellum to help this stand out over the pattern paper I selected for my background. I decided to keep the product strip on this paper because it matches the Carmela cardstock that I use for the vase. I trimmed a ½ inch off the bottom to make this page a 12 by 12. Today's memory is of a college graduation. The April collection has some great pieces for this occasion. I'm going to start by layering some items behind the photo to help it stand out against that big floral piece on the page. The darker blue pattern came from the cut apart paper. I'm going to layer this with some chipboard frames and some other pattern papers. I selected colors that will enhance the photo and match the flowers in the cut file background. This frame here is a leftover piece that had some punched out pieces, but the color matches one of my flowers. I just need a little bit of this to peek out, so I'm going to use this as is. Now, if you're worried about the thickness of all the chipboard layers, you can always trim them down. I'm going to cut this piece off here. This will prevent me from having to add any foam tape on the back to make this level. I'm going to finish off my layers with some yellow pattern paper and a little bit of blue cardstock. Blue and yellow are a great combination, and these colors will really make that photo pop. I'm going to bring in some elements to the left side of the photo. I have this title here that says, "It was incredible," and I'm going to back it with this darker blue label from the cut apart pattern paper. So now I've brought in some blue, yellow, and orange hues to my page. I'm going to try to make those three hues my most used colors on the page. To match the school theme, I'm layering a selection of die cuts above the title. I'm going to add a notebook, a plant, and some books. These hues are much bolder than the florals in the background, so I need to bring in a few more of these colors to my page to balance out the area around the photo. I'm going to tuck flowers in the upper right corner. Now, I'm only using the main hip kit today, which does not come with very many flower die cuts. I could fussy cut them from the pattern paper, but I really wanted to show you how to use just the items in the main kit. Many of these die cuts have flowers on them, so I'm going to tuck these pieces behind my photo in a way that makes those flowers peek out. A few of the die cuts are going to be cut apart and trimmed down to fit the space, and I'll add a few flowers near my title to balance it out. Of course, you can save these die cuts for another page and fussy cut flowers, or use some leftover stickers or dies in your collection. But this is a simple way to use what you have in your kit, and it creates gorgeous little floral clusters. All right, so now I have a nice frame of elements around my photo, but I need a grounding piece. I'm going to bring in one of the fabric border stickers and tuck it right under here. To the left of the photo, I'm going to add one of the epoxy arrows in a poppy color, and then I'll add two little matching circles near the top of the photo. This epoxy collection has such a great assortment of shapes and colors. For the journaling, I'm going to cut out this little notebook paper from the cut apart sheet. There are some die cuts in this collection that you could use for journaling, but this one here fits the school theme of my layout. As I finish this up, I would love it if you took a moment to tap the subscribe button, thumbs up icon, or leave me a comment below. Your comments are always appreciated, and I enjoy answering your questions that you leave for me. To finish off the design, I'm going to add some stitching to my flowers. With a die piercing tool, I'm going to add a few holes in the petals, and then I'll add some straight stitch lines with embroidery thread. I'm using 4 strands of DMC thread with a size 14 needle. This creates a nice thick stitch embellishment. For the smaller petals, I use less strands of embroidery thread. That creates a more delicate looking stitch. If you're not one who enjoys stitching, you could add details with gel pens, stamps, or an embossing stylus. All right, I'm going to finish this up and then I'll share the completed project with you. I didn't add stitching to all of the flowers. I wanted some of those patterns that I used to speak for themselves. On the larger petals, I added long stitches, and on the rose and that smaller flower, I created small back stitch details. You can embellish this however you like to match your specific project. I hope that you enjoyed learning some unique ways to use your die cuts and how to create this circle frame in Design Space today. I enjoyed sharing these tips with you and showing you how to use your cut files for something new. Today, I shared some ways to blend traditional techniques with a modern twist. Not only did you learn some new ways to create with cut files, you also learned some game-changing techniques to transform your projects. It's amazing how something as simple as a circle or a printed die cut can be used to create a page that captures some of your favorite memories. I want to thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions about this project or the supplies I used, feel free to leave me a comment below. I hope that you have a wonderful week, and I can't wait to see what you create.